what we got is what we got.
Yeah, the pieces too. Maybe I'll glue it back together.
Yeah, we can. I'm sure I can. I still got the pieces in that bag somewhere. Make sure this audio is still going. Boy, you don't get a brush. No, sir. No, sir. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What up, though? Boy! In the middle of my what up, though? What up, though? Welcome to another episode of Taking the Stage. I'm the math guy, Steve. This is
Paige, baby.
Paige Wager, Paige Babe. And we have a special guest today. I even gave him his own rundown in the dockets. A friend of the poddy, avid listener,
avid subscriber, yes.
all of those.
Third.
Roommates.
Yep.
My brother, and probably the nicest guy I know, Sir, a.k.a. Roddric Shropshire. Roddric DeAndre
Not the
Shropshire.
full government.
Full name, Roger.
Yes.
Yes, I am. Roger DeAndre Shropshire, a.k.a. Sir. Thank you for having me.
Sir, absolutely.
Yeah.
I finally made it on the potty.
Finally.
And it only took you 40 episodes, sir.
40 episodes in, which I've listened to, but I'm glad I'm here.
Okay.
Finally, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Talking about he my brother, but he avid listener ain't show up. You're just showing up.
But I subscribed, though.
Yeah.
And So, yeah.
Comment.
Comment, all that. Yeah. So I'm here for the support. He's my people.
We had a whole meeting with Sir about what we can improve on. We'll talk more about why we would have that conversation first, but we'll talk more about that with the young Sir
Yes.
throughout this episode. So, first, as always, what's the news of the day? Paige Wager, Paige Babe.
So much has happened.
Oh, so much has happened since last time we shot. Goodness
I
gracious.
know.
Yeah.
Well, because we'll probably save a lot of it for when we do our recording, but
Just give
it has
snippets.
been crazy.
Crazy summer so far.
Yes, I'm exhausted. Just doing all this stuff with the kids and like preparing for, the next few weeks and a vacation coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully. I don't know, just trying to maintain. But I'm still here. We're still here. We made it.
Time is just flying, isn't it?
It really is.
Like, it's already,
The end of July.
end of July.
It started with his birthday. Then it was youth retreat. Then my birthday. Then our birthday bowling shenanigans, which Roddric Sir came to. And then we have vacation coming next week. So it's just been, crazy.
So much.
Crazy. Sir, what's the news of the day with you, sir?
News of the day, just happy to be here. Just happy to be, present with my folks. Just looking forward to having a balance, having to, be a centered more, sir, in 2022. So with the social life and the, financial life and the, just nerd life, just all of it needs to come together.
Make sure you put that nerd in there. Make sure
Yeah.
you put that one in there.
Yeah, so it all has to have a section. I'm an eclectic person. I'm a collector, I'm a multifaceted.
Layered.
Evolved. Yes, exactly. Layered, evolved, brother.
Onion.
But, it's just, trying to define the time to have all that divide. So, yeah.
You have time enough for a lady?
I want to, if, that happens.
I mean, I'm not saying.
Would y'all let me
He's
build to the episode?
Oh.
Goodness gracious.
We just took over.
Right.
Okay, all right. Anyway.
Me my new co-host.
right.
So,
Okay. So, let's start with Sir. So, this episode is about you, sir. Where are you from, Roddric?
born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I have, Baton Rouge for the first 6 years, then like a suburb.
Hold that thought. So, sir, where are you from, sir?
See, now born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for the first 6 years, and then moved to Central, a suburb of Baton Rouge, and from there, that's where I've been the whole time. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was like life growing up in Baton Rouge and Central? What was that like?
Quiet, distant, quiet and distant and whatnot. Baton Rouge, well, the part of Baton Rouge I was at, Easy Town specifically, was a little rough. And once my godmom got some funds together, we all moved out to Central, which is a very white area, suburb and whatnot. So it was a little bit quiet, no more ducking when shots are fired, or no more listening to,
or no more shots fired.
Yeah, right for that. No more listening to the rattles of windows. So it was very quiet. I remember clearly because I was in a suburb type of area that I really had the fear of aliens coming to come and take me away because of all this. What are you talking about? Like, I really had a fear of aliens, but it wasn't until like I was 8, 9 when I watched BET's Comic View when there was a joke like, aliens don't come to the hood. They don't come to, they don't come visit us.
I'm sure you remember that vividly.
Yeah. I was like, they don't come visit us. So I was like, from there on,
I'm good.
Right, I'm good. So, I'm black, I'm in the country, but they don't come visit me, so I'm good. So that really, soothed my mental from that. So other than that, it's been quiet. It's been cool. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So you grew up in Central, and then you decided to attend Southeastern Louisiana University.
Yes.
In Hammond, Louisiana. First, why did you decide that in the first place? Why did SLU? Why was that the choice?
It was part of my master plan. Like, I was at BRC. I was always, as the Capricorn, as the fellow Cap, we always are very methodical and very planned out. We have to have everything in, an organizational fashion. So I had my plan. I was going to go to BRCC for 2 years. Then I was going to go to Southeastern.
First, explain what BRCC is.
Oh, sorry, Baton Rouge Community College. A major part of the storyline of how this all happened. But I was going to go. I was at BRCC. I said I was going to go there for 2 years, and I was interested in being a business major. So they had a 2+2 program at Southeastern, BRCC and Southeastern Ed. So I just merged with that. That's how I ended up at Southeast.
Okay, so how did we meet? Because you said BRCC, that's kind of a huge part of it. How did me and you meet?
How did the origin story? How did we meet? Well, I was trying to be active because I did nothing in high school. I was joined the newspaper, the BRCC Today, and the advisor of the BRCC Today.
Why you said it like you was giving them a commercial?
BRCC I have to present. I have to, inform. But the advisor of BRCC Today was your father, Mr. Sir Stephen Andrus. And because up until that point, I was like, I'm going to join this paper, and he is going to be our advisor. Up until that point, I had a lot of female teachers. So I said, I was going to make that mistake by saying, I'm here to report the news, Mr. Andrus. I said, let me cut all that, and let me just call you Sir. And that's where I met your dad. And,
which is where you get the name Sir.
Sir, because I called him Sir, and he called me Sir in return. So, but how? So that's the first part of it. The second part was I had met Shane at that point, and he always talked about this cool, athletic, older, like that's my boy Manny. Who he referred to often, like, you gonna, we should meet Maddie one of these days. And I was like, oh, bro, he's this jock and I'm this nerd, and I don't know what I'm gonna say and whatnot. I'm like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, bro, like, okay, because he was always, into, like, he talked about you ad nauseum, first. He talked about his kids, both you and Shane, ad nauseum, and when it came to actually meeting, I'm like, bro, I didn't build this up, and I'm this nerd dude, and what I'm going to say and whatnot, because I was very much, I love my growth, and if you will, when it comes to me.
You understand, Sir is comfortable talking to you right now only because this is nothing like he was when I first met him. He's grown quite a bit, but go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So finally, I think it was at BRCC, you came to the campus one time just to say, hey, sir. Yeah. And then from there, we're just like, oh, yeah, because I think he had talked about me a little bit to you. So we already kind of knew each other going into Southeastern a little bit. And then, or for me, but both of us going to Southeastern. And then I needed a roommate.
And I was like, I have no idea who to ask. I don't know anybody at Southeastern like that other than rugby players. And so my dad said, why don't you ask Sir if he'll be your roommate because he's coming there next year. And
I was going to Southeastern. I'm like, might as well, right? And I'm like, all right. I remember this clearly. I was going to my dorm. I think on the other side, I forgot what the name of it is. Like to say I remember it clearly. But I was going to that dorm room by the stadium across the campus.
Not Zach Taylor.
No.
That was the old ones. No, Pride is, but that was all girl one.
Yeah, that's when you first come in.
I forgot which. Go ahead. Sorry, it doesn't matter.
By the gym?
Yeah. No, it was like across by the stadium.
The apartment?
Yeah. I stayed in there all the time.
What's it called? The
North Campus.
North Oaks or something like that?
North Oaks. Neither here nor there, so I'm putting all that up.
He texted me and said, hey, you want to be roommates? And I was like, great, yes. I'm like, okay, yeah, like, cool. I, could, get to know him and, finally get to, be one of the cool guys. And I was thoroughly disappointed because I thought...
Wait. What you're not going to do is come on our party and try to threat.
I mean,
what you mean thoroughly disappointed, sir? I was a jock, also a nerd.
I didn't know that aspect, and I was like, finally, I can level up to being my nerd self. I can level up to the athletic and be with the.
Well, you
thought you was gonna be at the parties.
Parties, yes, all that.
You were at all the rugby parties, absolutely.
So that happened, and then we became roommates, and we moved to what it was, the Lions Way apartments and whatnot, and that's where around the time I met Paige here. But Paige wasn't checking for me when we met, though. So let's just be honest here on the podcast. Like, I think I met... But let me tell this origin story. Because I think...
Hold on. Okay. Before you met Paige, there was some life in between us being roommates and you meeting Paige.
Okay.
There was a little bit of life in there, right? Mm-hmm. We were already together for a month or two before you actually met her. Me and her were together, and you and I were already roommates by then.
Right.
What was college life just like in general for you at Southeastern anyway? I mean, I know it's a little bit different from BRCC because you were living in Baton Rouge or living in Central, and you kind of already knew the city, knew the area, knew some people there. Miss T and Alyssa. Mm-hmm. So Block Party. But what was college like at Southeastern that changed, that shift?
Southeastern gave me the collegiate life. I again joined the newspaper there, the Lions Roar, and I wrote some stories there, and I was trying to emulate what I got at BRCC at Southeastern. There was no sir there. There was no, no community there and whatnot. It was a real transition, but I was able to navigate through. It was harder. The older I got, the longer in school that I had a struggle with because I had senioritis at junior time, at sophomore time real bad. And I was just ready to leave. And at that point, I was like, I'm ready to just jump to the next step, which I think I did at Southeastern as well. Like, I was ready to leave BRCC, and I'm like, because I think I left a year earlier than everybody else, like I hung with. So when I got to Southeastern, I'm like, great, I got these business classes in because I was a business major. Let me leave Southeastern and go ahead what I need to do, which is my dream desire to television. So I was kind of tunneled vision there. So I would literally, as I see it now, half stepping. Half at Southeastern, half like, okay, I'm ready to be in my career. So that was the main thing.
So then you meet Paige.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, now I can get to the story.
Okay, get to the origin story, sir.
So
also, stop clapping. This mic pick up everything.
Everything else, sorry. So met Paige at a rugby game that Steve invited me to, and I think we was in the bleachers. I think it was oddly nobody was in the bleachers but us. And
oddly, Southeastern rugby wasn't popping.
I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm not saying there's one other saying that you had numbers in a crowd, but I remember just saying, hey, Paige, I'm Steven's at the time, like friend, roommate at the time and whatnot. And I think we were just introducing, and you was just like, oh, hey. And I was like, great. So yeah, me and Steve, we met here and we did this. And she was like, okay.
But that's how I am with everybody. It's not like you wasn't checking for me. It's just, I'm really bad at small talk. Okay. So it's just, okay. And we can both sit here and be quiet amongst each other, and I'm absolutely fine. That was me.
And the thing was, that was me too. But I could, at that point, trying to get up my shell, trying to meet new people, all that, which I got from him. and just trying to open myself up more. And I'm like, oh no, it's not working. So should I
and I feel bad because that's definitely not the vibe where I was coming from. I wasn't trying to be like, a B word. No, it's just that's how I am. Especially with new people, I'm just like, how the turtle goes back into the shell. That's me.
I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking like, oh gosh, I did something like me with my nerdy stuff and whatnot. But in retrospect, a little bit after that, I remember I was asking, you remember when we first met, Paige? Yeah, you talked a lot. And I was just like, I was trying to be nice and just introduce myself and whatnot, but
I don't know. It's still something I'm working on all these years later. Steven said that I'm like a boiled egg. He told me that.
A whole boiled egg. That's how you describe it?
That's how you describe me.
Yeah. He's got a little crack here, little crack there. In order to get the egg out the shell.
Okay.
It works.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Sir, I don't have it on the docket, but I know you have your conversations that you would love to have, so why not on the potty? How was I as a roommate, sir?
Steve-O as a roommate. I have to be well and balanced about this.
You tell the truth. I know I've been on the wrong time.
As very much, if any viewers out there are familiar with The Odd Couple, it was very that Felix Oscar dynamic and whatnot, where you have the one roommate who was very neat and order and kept it together, and you have one who was out there and living free and chaotic and very much
living my best life.
Living his best life or whatnot. And I was just very much in order. At that, and I'm like 21, 20, and I'm just like, I have to have everything in order. It has to be like this. Again, the Capricorn nature.
He was 64 years old.
And an old man. No, what?
There's a difference. Like,
first of all, don't act like both of y'all don't love me to death. No.
It's a lot to do.
But yes, I agree. We were the odd couple. We were kind of just, one of us had it one way, one of us had the other one.
And that was something to get used to because I was very much by myself like this because I'm an only child. This is exactly how it's supposed to be done, and this is how it's supposed to be in this order. And then you meet this guy who is very much, free and unencumbered and was doing things that I wasn't used to. That was something that I had to deal with.
Yes, Josh.
And no, I would like to think in my influence and whatnot. Maybe there's some type of order, going on, right? And then, with a Capricorn, maybe that rubbed off on you. There's some kind of order in place. I would like to think that, but overall,
I ain't going off the docket again.
That's
tired of both y'all. Okay?
So that's the one thing. But on the other side, when I tell you, I had such a good time being his roommate as well, life changing, because I was such a guy that was in order. I had to loosen up a bit because I was very much like I can't.
It was all part of my master.
Doesn't he wears you down, right?
Yeah. See. Life ain't about all that all the time, every time.
And it's not. And I really did learn that lesson. You can read all you want because I was very much bookworm as well. You can read about that all you want, but actually to live a life of just spontaneity, and that's what exactly he taught me because. Now I go about ways, I'm like literally to this day of life, being a little bit more, loose with my schedule. Like it's something so much more planned because life is messy and life is unscheduled, which is weird. That was another thing I was personally having, struggle with. That it wasn't as structured as I needed it to be, but that's what he introduced. What you introduced to me, so I'm grateful for that. So, but when I tell you there was drinks. And more drinks and more games and drunken nights. It was a good time. It was a time to be alive. So yeah, that was I had fun. It was a balanced thing. There was some hiccups. There was some I wasn't used to, but
on both sides. Yeah,
and I was very stick up, very tight about it. But he got me out of
you used to keep your car pristine.
Done. All the time. I'm like, people are going to be with me. We're going to be driving together in the same night. We're going to, what I used to say, learn first and last names for everybody in the car. So yeah, I was very much that. That's how I was raised. Like, look around.
This was the guy.
Yeah. So.
Anywho. All right. So life after college, sure. How's life been after college, since college?
The hardest time in my entire life. Like you would think. I thought it was because school, like I said, school was so structured that I was used to that 11th, 12th, freshman, sophomore, that type of arena. But once I graduated and I got into the real world, it was all over the place.
You appreciated the chaos.
Yeah. So after college, I got my funds together and I moved temporarily to Atlanta to follow that passion of TV because I want to be a TV writer, producer in the future. I was able to go to Atlanta to work on some shows, some for BET, which is all canceled now, which is why I came back to Louisiana. But Let's Stay Together, Second Generation Wayans.
Let's Stay Together.
I used to watch that.
Both of them. Mm-hmm. Second Generation Wayans with Sean, what's the girl?
Oh, the cousins?
Yeah. Shantae, and what's the boy? He be on the Daddy podcast.
Damien, Dante Wayans, I know I'm not for sure.
But he be on Craig.
The one who's on New Girl?
Huh?
No, that's David Jr. Yeah.
Oh.
No, the one who's on Daddy podcast with Tony Baker and Keon Poley and all. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, worked on those shows. Was a production assistant there, and then got the coffee, laundry, dry cleaning, lunch, all that, and I was learning a lot. But once those seasons ended, they eventually got canceled after those seasons. So I said, well, you know what, let me go back to Louisiana to regroup. And I've been regrouping ever since. So, life post-college has been odd for me and weird altogether and all kinds of chaotic, which is weird because, I'm such a formulaic type of dude. So.
Well, and that's why I brought up the fact that, we've had a meeting about this podcast specifically with you. A couple of meetings, phone meeting, we had a Zoom meeting, etc. Just about because that's what you want to do. You want to get into production of television, of movies, of that sort of podcasts for that matter. And so, that was going to ask why you chose to be a business major in your associate's and in your bachelor's degree. Why was that? Why was business the choice? Hold that thought. You want to go lay down?
I know I hurt feet.
Go sit down.
Why do you want to be a business major?
Yeah, why business major? Why not just straight into TV major, I guess, or something like that?
TV major.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called. You know what I'm trying to say?
Because the genius wanted to own his own business first. That was my upbringing. My mom always wanted to be that entrepreneur. And I said, you know what? I want to be an entrepreneur too. I don't want to work for anybody. And working jobs, let me just say, working for some people is the pits. Like, you really like to be my own boss. Because as I always say, I know how to do things my way, and that should be in a certain order. And again, I guess it's a life struggle for me while I'm talking about it. But now that things are out of order, and I'm used to putting back things in order, I'm like, this is how it's supposed to be done. And I saw that when working jobs, I was like, you know what? Let me just be my own boss. So that's why I said I was going to get the business degree first, and then have the acumen and know-how to run my own production company. But it varies because now I think that I should have done the production side first. Maybe I would have gotten into it sooner because I've had business type relatable jobs, catered to my major. But when it comes to production, it's been far and few between and whatnot. So I'm trying. I did my toe in it, and then I go back, and then I did my toe, then go back. So I'm trying to do my full body into it. So
I can see it. You're very knowledgeable about all of that.
And that's my shtick. I love TV. I love, the whole entertainment world, and I can be a nerd and tap into it and tell you about this season and this episode at this time and whatnot. And
camera angle. And they didn't have the audio really well on that one, is it? Boy,
exactly.
I asked you, was it a good show?
I'm like, how could you not know? I'm like, but how could you not know? But but my genre, my major, if you will, in TV is sitcom, was raised on, of course, the Living Single with Fresh Prince, Martin. Of the world.
You know our podcast. You don't know our podcast. Answer the question, sir.
Sorry.
I got a whole little thing right here.
Oh, okay.
I got a whole little thing going on right here. It's called a docket.
I'm gonna let you do it.
Boy. Paige, you got anything for this boy?
Yes. So you said that you started out in it.
Good.
What?
No, I'm just laughing.
Oh, you say you started out, in Atlanta chasing those dreams. Do you see yourself going back? trying again, or?
Well, yes, and at that time, I originally left because it wasn't, as I feel, Atlanta wasn't Atlantean to me at that time. Like the shows were over with. There was all these reality shows, and I worked on a reality show in the midst of podcast. I mean, amidst of podcasting, and in the midst of working, and I didn't like it because it took too much to produce reality. So I said, let me stick with scripted. So there wasn't more scripted shows on the horizon. So I said, let me go back to Louisiana.
Hey podcasters, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also listen to our audio podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have a good one.